What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 221 of the Idiotic Sports Talk. I'm your host, Liam Gavin, coming to you live from my bedroom. And today, I want to give you all my picks of the conference championship games taking place tomorrow. We start with the AFC Championship Game between the Baltimore Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs. And then we got the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Detroit Lions. So I expect some really good games coming up. Last week on the division round picks, I went 4-0, making my total 8-2 so far this postseason. So let's have that same success. And it's just crazy that we got conference championships already starting. There's 4 teams. It boils down to 4 teams now, but only 2 can advance to the big dance. Who's going to go forward? Who's going to go home? So much on the line. Legacies at stake. Just so much to play for. The most important game, obviously, before the Super Bowl. And I can't wait. So let's get started. We got the number 1 seed, Baltimore Ravens, taking on the number 3 seed, Kansas City Chiefs. And I think this is going to be a great game. Obviously, it's going to be a great game because we have 2 of the best teams in the AFC playing each other. And when you look at the Ravens, solid team, great offense, great run game, great defense, great coaching. And they're going against the Kansas City Chiefs team who has struggled in the regular season, but come playoff time, they kick it into a different gear. And what the Kansas City Chiefs remind me of were the Patriots that we just had, that where the Patriots were in the conference championship game or the Super Bowl pretty much every single year under Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. And you look at Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid, they're in that same category with 6 straight NFC Championship Game appearances. So it's hard to disrespect their success and what they've done. Now, the Ravens, I think the Ravens can win this game if they run the ball and obviously play turnover-free football, because you look at the running back core, I say it's kind of close, honestly, but the Ravens have proven statistically their numbers are better at running the football than the Chiefs, and they have Lamar Jackson as their quarterback who likes to run the football, and he's pretty damn good at it. So that's why I give them the running back advantage. Quarterback advantage, I got to go with Patrick Mahomes, though. Obviously, he's a 2-time Super Bowl winner and could possibly win his 3rd. Head coaching, I'm going to give it to Andy Reid over John Harbaugh, even though John Harbaugh is a very good coach. Defense, this is a hot take. It's pretty questionable. I mean, I know Ravens have the number 1 defense, but we've seen their secondary get cooked, but their pass rush is no joke. That linebacking core is so elite. One of the best ones we've seen in a long time. And you look at the Chiefs, it's kind of the opposite for them. Their front 7 isn't really the best. They're pretty good, obviously, but it's that secondary with guys like L'Jarius Sneed in there, Trent McDuffie, and they're really holding it down. So when it comes to defense, I'm going to say it's even. I might give a slight edge to the Ravens, but yeah, it's pretty damn close. And then you look at the receiving core. It's crazy because both teams don't have like a true number 1 receiver. I know the Chiefs have Travis Kelce, who's their tight end. And then speaking of tight ends, Mark Andrews is coming back for the Ravens, which is huge because he's their biggest threat on offense. And when he was gone, you saw their numbers dip a little bit on offense, but really not too much. And yeah, he's just their number 1 guy. Big target, great tight end, top 5 in the league, in my opinion, when he's healthy. Maybe even arguably top 3. So I think it's going to be a battle between those 2 guys. And we'll see how Mark Andrews is, though, because he's coming off of a pretty bad ankle injury. I wonder if he's just going to be ready to go or if they're going to try to ease him into the game. I don't know. I think he's going to be ready to go because it's the AFC Championship Game. It's winner takes all, So, yeah. But when it comes to the receiving core, I guess I'm going to go with the Ravens for sure because the Chiefs, they have some decent wide receivers. They have Rashee Rice. They have, I was going to say Kadarius Toney, but he's really not that great. And they haven't played him at all this playoffs. Yeah, and then they just have, they don't really have a lot of studs. And then over on the Ravens, they got Zay Flowers, who's really good. They got Odell Beckham, who's, he's older, but he can still make plays. And then they got Nelson Aguilar, who's a wild card. So I definitely got to give that advantage for the receiving core to the Ravens. So it's a very equal matchup. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be must-see TV. Lamar versus Mahomes. I'm going to roll with the Ravens here to win. I'm going to pick them to win 24-20. I think their run game is going to be able to get going more efficiently than the Chiefs' run game. And I really love Pat Mahomes, but this year, something about the Chiefs, I might sound like a hater. I just want to see some new blood. If the Chiefs do win, obviously I'm not going to be mad. I have any feelings at all towards the Ravens or anybody else but the Cowboys. So I'm not going to care. But it's just everything with, Taylor Swift, this, that. Like last game against the Bills, every time the Chiefs made a play, they would show Taylor Swift. And it's like, okay, we get it, And like their fan base is a little cringy, but who doesn't have a cringy fan base? So I'm going to rely on Lamar Jackson here. I got my faith in Lamar to advance to his first Super Bowl. He's been killing it this postseason. They absolutely slaughtered the Texans last game. I think he's got a chance against the Chiefs. But the Chiefs, they beat the Bills in a very close game. They wiped out Miami in the first round. And you just can't sleep on him. It's hard to bet against Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, but this guy right here is going to do it. So I'm going with the Ravens. The next game is the NFC Championship game. The number 1 seed Lions taking on the number 3 seed. The number 1 seed Niners taking on the number 3 seed Lions. And this is going to be a good one as well. I mean, the Niners, they barely escaped with a win against the Packers, but at the end of the day, they got the job done, especially in the fourth quarter, outscoring them 10-0. And then the Lions, they've been killing it all postseason too. They got a very close win against the Rams. A lot of people picked them to lose, and then they won a close one against the Bucs. And they have the formula, in my opinion, to beat the Niners. They have the run game. Their defense is a little but if their defense can create plays, hit Brock Purdy, Aiden Hutchinson sacks Brock Purdy a couple times, forces a forced fumble or a tipped interception, that could sway the whole outcome of this game. So it's going to be very tough to pick a winner here because you look at the Niners, they got a solid quarterback. I know Brock Purdy gets a lot of hate, but you got to give the dude credit. He's in his second year and he's made it to 2 NFC Championship games already as the last pick in the draft from last year. They got the running game with McCaffrey. They got a solid defense. They have a plethora of receivers. So it's going to be equal. I think it's going to be a back-and-forth shootout. You look at the quarterbacks. You look at Brock Purdy and Jared Goff. I got to go with Jared Goff here. I do. He's been here before as well. He's played in the Super Bowl a few years ago with the Rams and lost. I'm going to go with Goff. You look at the running game. It's about even because, yes, the Niners have one guy with Christian McCaffrey. They do have other guys they can run, but Christian McCaffrey is the workhorse for that running back core. While the Lions, they have Jahmyr Gibbs, the rookie, and David Montgomery, and they can exchange these guys in and out and just wear down a defense as the game goes on. And then look at the receiving core, it's about even, I'd say. I mean, you got Deebo Samuel, who was a healthy scratch. You got Brandon Ayuk on the Niners, and then you got their tight end, George Kittle. And then you look over to the Lions, they have Amon-Ra St. Brown. They have the rookie tight end, Sam Laporta, who looks like a young George Kittle. So it's just very, very interesting to see. Oh, and they got a guy in Josh Reynolds who's been having a pretty underrated postseason thus far. Caught a touchdown pass in, I believe, both of the postseason games. So they have weapons. Each team has weapons. The offensive line for the Lions is very good. The offensive line for the Niners is very good. And I think it's going to come down to defense. I do say the Niners have the better defense, but the Lions defense is known to make plays here and there. And if they can do that and then score, I believe they can win this game. And it's tough to pick a winner. Me being a Cowboys fan, I hate the Niners. I can't stand them. So I'm going to be rooting for the Lions here, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Niners won. And like I said, I think the Lions are going to get it done by maybe causing a forced fumble and running the ball down the throat of the 49ers. So I'm going to pick the Lions to win this one. I'm going to go 29-27 with a walk-off field goal. And yeah, that's it for the AFC and NFC Championship Game picks. Let me know what you guys think of my picks. What game do you think is going to be better than the other? Is your favorite team down to the Final Four? If they are, let me know. Let me know if you agree with my picks, disagree with my picks. Let's chat it up. Let's get this started. I mean, it's coming tomorrow, the games, and I can't wait because the winner goes to the Super Bowl, and we will have our Super Bowl matchup. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure you guys are too. And before I go, Don't forget to subscribe to this exact YouTube channel. Follow me up above here on my Instagram page. And last but not least, enjoy your Saturday night and enjoy some football Sunday tomorrow. It's conference championship game time. Let's go.